Hey Clashers, as most of you have noticed, I love freaking building bases in the new clan capital. And a lot of other people have noticed that as well, with trying to match us early in the right weekend and then just copy our bases, which I feel like it's really funny because you can see on the left side, that's the base which we are running on this right weekend. On the right side, we can always see the base which our opponents are running, which is the exact same base. I think that was kind of funny, seeing that some clients just straight up copied those bases, which by the way is totally fine, like no problem whatsoever. But I just felt like it's I guess somewhat of a compliment as well to me as a base builder, because I mean apparently they're defending as well for them really good, because we have matched those guys multiple times over the weekend with one big problem, which is we have tested our bases obviously, which means we should be good to go to attack them. But you can see as well how they did that. So you can see Capinality set actually matched us really early into the weekend and to the right weekend, and then they copied the bases. And yeah, overall our defense, I'm really happy with it. I think like 28 attacks or something was the max on our bases, which is pretty damn solid, I think. Well, on offense we were way below 20, so that's overall nice. But I think we want to get into some attacking, right? Like I want to share with you guys as well how to take down those bases as soon as you're having to face the rocket artillery, or obviously then the new bow, which is super powerful. So let's dive into it. And later on you can actually use, for example, the golem as entry troop is incredibly good, because he's opening up walls for free, which is increasing your deployment area, and he's pretty tanky, so he can take down those major defenses, like I said, like the eagle, not the eagle, it's the rocket artillery or the blast bow. Those are your main targets to take down early on. And I mean, as long as you don't have the golem unlocked, well, that means that you have to go with archers. I know some people from beta base still, like, I don't know, hate archers or think they're boring. But in my opinion, they're actually kind of fun. Why so? Well, you could use, I don't know, like air fortress as well. But then most of the time, it's like E-Dragons or Super Dragons in the home village. You're placing everything in the first 10 seconds and then you're done for your attack. So why should you even play the game when that's the approach, right? Like that's super boring. So with Sneaky Archers, you have at least a lot of impact on your attacks. You have a lot of control about your attacks, and you have something to do for at least 2.5 minutes. That's the approach. So now back to the thing, how should you approach those bases? Well, as soon as you're attacking a base with a rocket artillery or a blast bow, you need to take those out as early as possible, because the splash damage, for example, of the rocket artillery is going to take down your super giants, your super wizards, whatever you're going to send in there, with the exception of those sneaky archers. The sneaky archers are pretty good in actually taking down those districts, or more likely taking down the key defenses. So then in the second attack or even third attack, you can then follow up with a strategy which is not relying on that anymore. So for example, the first few capital hall level, or like level 2, level 3, where you do not have that much splash damage, the entire meta is around super giants with the heal with super wizards. And that's pretty strong because you don't have those key defenses to take those super wizards out, for example. But as soon as you're having to face blast bow or the rocket artillery, it's getting a complete different game. So you have to take those out early with, for example, sneaky archers, as I said, like I'm doing right here. You can obviously use the rage if you have it unlocked already, but I know the majority of you guys have not unlocked it yet. So what you can do as well with this one is using the heal already to cover for the second attack, because the second attack most likely is, well, not going to be an archer attack, right? Because it's going to be something different, because you already took down one of the major defenses. So that's the approach, that's the thinking over there. Set up the next attack with your heal spell, for example. So for us, on this attack, we have achieved everything. Like, we took care of the first blast bow, we took care of the first super dragon on defense, which is always a crucial thing. And so far, things are looking really, really good. So what and how especially should we follow up? Like, that's the next setup, that's the next goal right now, or that's the big question with taking down this base. And as I said, that's my base. Unfortunately, it really hurts to see how it falls against this sneaky archer attack. But, well, that's something, well, then how I can improve my own bases again as well. But how should we approach this base next? Well, the thing is that we have a couple of cannons surrounding everything with being out of range of most of the stuff. So as soon as we take care of this spear thrower right there, and take care of the other side of the river, let's put it like this, we have only ground targeting defenses left. And with that, we can then use something like rocket loons or even minion just to clean things up. That's like the idea overall. So what we're going to do is we're going to combine archers with those rocket loons, etc. to take down the right side with our archers and another rage. And then we take down the left side with just minions and a couple of rocket loons. That's at least the approach which I'm going for, which I'm hoping for to work, because if everything works, we might able to take down this district in 2, which is not common. Like I've been like this was not the greatest district overall. Let's first see if we can make it. But overall, I wasn't too happy with it. So we have a new one already anyways. But yeah, let's see. So as I said, the approach right now is to go into that Inferno Tower compartment, because we can reach everything which is targeting air from this compartment. And then use the rage over there as well. The rage is such a game changer later on. Like as soon as you're unlocking the cannon cards, that's the first game changer. Because with the cannon cards, you can replace those super wizards. And super wizards are freaking bad later on. Like trust me, one giant bomb and your super wizards are gone. While at the same time, if you're doing the same thing with cannon cards, they're just so much tankier. So cannon cards is the first big game changer. And then the next big game changer is going to be as soon as you're unlocking the rage spell. The rage spell is such a strong spell. I mean, you know him, like you know the spell from, for example, the home village, right? Like that's where it's coming from, where it's used in pretty much every single attack. So that's the approach right there. We can see with this rage plays perfectly. We can take down all of those air targeting defenses. And at this point, we have done our job. We have prepared the base to unleash our rocket loons, because at this point, it's only 2 spear throwers left. So now the question might be, because that's another thing which I'm getting asked a lot, like it's crazy, is how this bonus is getting, like the bonus rewards are getting calculated. Because a lot of people are asking me, like I do all of those attacks in the stream, and if you want to watch them, by the way, you can just check out my live stream. There's always a ton of live attacks for Capital Hall level 6 was this weekend, and Capital Hall level 3. I have like for both Capital Hall levels, client capitals overall. And the thing is why we do not place the archers is when you're finishing a district, it means every single troop which is surviving, every single housing space which is going to survive is going to give you bonus gold. And it doesn't matter if you have already placed it or if you have it still on your hand, like not deployed it yet. Everything which survives, which means which is your hand included, right? So that's like the thing. And if I would deploy the archers, they might run into traps and die. So that would be less clan gold, right, as a bonus reward. But let's go into the next district, which is actually not my base. Why I'm super excited to attack it, because at some point it gets boring to take your own bases. So the idea on this one is, again, to use archers to take down the blast bow. Because the left side is looking really good, like it has a really short way into the blast bow. It is really nice looking like as an entry point. But exactly that's the reason why I don't use it. Because it's looking too obvious. Like, come on, guys. Like, this blast bow is so exposed to the bottom left side that this has to be trapped. Like, so many people in this level, or like at this level at this point, already noticed, okay, sneaky archers are the way to go. So a lot of people are trying to bait it, which is possible. Like, if you upgrade the small bombs, like the mines, you can one-shot sneaky archers. You can use the log traps to counter archers. You can use giant bombs to counter archers. Like, there's a lot of things on how you can trap archers to make those attacks really expensive. So that's the reason why we're taking from the top side, because I'm pretty sure that he did not expect that entry. So let's see if we're right. But so far, there's not too many traps, which is awesome for us, right? Like, this is really, really good for us because we need to take down the blast bow with our first push. This is the thing we're hoping for. So let's see. The jump is in. I like to bring the jump. Like, as soon as you're going for Capital Hall level 6, you have the possibility of bringing 5 spell housing space, which means the rage or the heal are 3, and then we have 2 more spell capacity. This means that you could use a jump, you can use 2 lightnings, but to be honest, I'm not a big fan of the lightning, like overall. Like, the lightnings are just like, if you really cannot use the jump, then you should bring the lightnings. Otherwise, I'm not sure. The lightnings they feel pretty weak. I prefer to still have them in the game because then you can always fill things up and still use something. Otherwise, you might sometimes just have like one spell capacity left over, which is kind of stupid otherwise. So I'm happy that this spell is there. But still, I feel like overall, like useful wise, it's not that great. But for us, the attack is looking great because we can see already there were a couple of traps which were like pushing our archers to the left. So you can see already this bottom left side, it seemed to be quite trapped. But so far, our entry looks really solid as well, which means we already take down the blast bow, which is awesome. So we have prepared this base for a ground attack, because take a look at that. We have so many air targeting defenses left at this point, which is crazy. So we have to do something with the ground, which is totally fine. I mean, no problem whatsoever. Only the first attack has to be archers, right? Like as soon as we took down the blast bow, the rocket artillery, whatever, you can go in with the ground next, and that's exactly what we're going for. So what can we actually go in with? From the far right side, we have seen there was a lot of ground. There was a lot of air targeting troops. Air targeting defenses. That's what I meant. So what we can actually do is using P.E.K.K.A. with cannon cards. I feel like P.E.K.K.A. are going to replace giants over the time, kinda. That's like how I feel about the P.E.K.K.A. I feel like P.E.K.K.A. are just... I feel like later they're kind of greater, except if you go into a single Inferno Tower, then the Giants are obviously better. But otherwise, those P.E.K.K.A. are pretty nice, pretty tanky, and a really great combination with those cannon cards. So that's like the good thing we're going for. So P.E.K.K.A. in, cannon card is not really going inside, unfortunate, but we want to place the jump anyways in that core to make sure we're opening up everything and we can get the access to everything as well. And one thing which I have to say, those lightning traps, those zap traps are so freaking annoying because they're dealing so much damage. I love that trap. I think it's a really cool thing. It's a really cool trap addition, but we have to use the heal. And actually, I was hoping to be able to delay the heal, and because of that, we dropped the heal too late, and this is costing the life of our first cannon card. Things are not looking too great. Another zap trap. Those zap traps in the core are pretty annoying. Archers on the outside are trying to push everything back inside because we need to get towards that back end somehow. But oh boy, this is going to be close. We can see the first traps popping up, which somehow trying to defend this bottom side. You can see another log trap coming in. This bottom side is so trapped. Another log trap coming in. So this is going to be not easy at all with all of those traps coming in. All of those traps, we have to remember, were placed against the sneaky archer entry from the bottom left side, which we completely outsmarted. And you can, even more, everything is trapped over there. Okay, we were so lucky we did not choose that entry. That would have been going so bad. So the question now is, can we actually make it? The cannon card is going out of range, which is great. The P.E.K.K.A. is having decent HP, I believe. Let's see. And the P.E.K.K.A. actually finished this. That's the, another small bomb. That's so crazy how many traps there were. But the P.E.K.K.A. should be P.E.K.K.A. should be P.E.K.K.A. enough. The P.E.K.K.A. should be tanky enough right there, which means a nice 3-star. And for us, it means 2 districts down in 2 attacks each, which is awesome. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys back tomorrow for the next one. Until then, see ya and bye-bye.